In the strip club, you have to sell a fantasy. Working at Onyx, you couldn't just be pretty. You have to be able to entertain.
Onyx was an experience. Some nights you might have a $10,000 night. It's a drug, it really is.
I'm walking around with trash bags full of cash. At the end of the night, everybody's counting their money, but nobody knew. We were working amongst some monsters.
2 bodies done dropped in this city, both connected to strip clubs, both connected to Onyx.
One DJ had gotten killed, now the wife of another DJ.
Tiffany! Tiffany!
Found dead in her home, and her 2-year-old son was lying on her chest.
You see the child wandering around the foyer area, looking out the window, looking for help.
Who wants to kill a young woman in the middle of the morning and in this way in front of her children?
That's the most cowardly I've ever seen in my life.
We have to try to put the pieces of the puzzle together.
You were in the cul-de-sac when it happened.
It gotta be about some money.
I planned this murder. It was all set up perfect.
And it was shocking.
That ain't yours. See, you got them ain't yours. You said it goes, that ain't yours. The chain on your neck, that ain't yours.
In 2014, Onyx was the hottest thing in the city of Atlanta. I was the head house mom, so I was dealing with 85 to 100 women. I've got to help them get dressed. I've got to pin their hair. I've got to put on a lash. In the strip club, you have to sell a fantasy. So from the moment you step out of your car and walk through those doors, all you see is beauty, class. Everybody that worked at Onyx was a Beyonce. Not only are you beautiful, you can entertain.
Working as a DJ, we're the heartbeat of the club. You can put some naked girls somewhere, but it's not a strip club without no music. Onyx on a Friday night was a movie. All these artists that's coming out of Atlanta, they was in there spending money.
If you were a celebrity, when you came in town, you came to Onyx.
Drake throwing money at Onyx, Future throwing money at Onyx. Name every basketball player that's popular.
And I don't want to throw nobody under the bus. Sometimes they snuck in there during the game.
If you wanted to see a show, you would definitely get your money's worth.
The vibe is just unmatched in Onyx.
But for some people, it was hell on wheels.
Please, I can't help you like this. Lake Haven Way?
Yes. Please, I think my wife was murdered. Oh my God. Tiffany! Tiffany!
My partner and I arrived on the scene. I see a male subject standing in the street. He looks frantic. He's waving me down, although he's the only person in the street in the rain at this time.
One of the owners of the home, Andre Pugh, was telling them that his kids were inside and that his wife was inside. The thought was there may be an intruder that had been or is still inside. Andre was a DJ known as DJ Awesome at Club Onyx and had just gotten home from work. The officers told Mr. Pugh to stay in the driveway and they went inside to check the home.
Please. Please.
As soon as we entered the house, we proceeded to clear the kitchen and adjacent dining room. And then proceeded to a bedroom near the front door where we found the victim.
She was laying in her bed. She had a gunshot wound to her face and another gunshot wound to her side torso.
There was a lot of swelling. a lot of blood. There was no movement in her chest.
They did check for a pulse, but it was obvious, especially with a bullet wound to her head, that she was deceased. There was stippling actually on her face, which means that when the bullet fired, it was in very close proximity to her face. It was very personal. We call that an execution.
In addition, there was an infant that was on her chest that was crying and kind of pulling at her hair and just distraught.
He was trying to wake her up. The officers actually had to peel the 2-year-old son off of the mother's body. At that point, we determined the victim to be Tiffany Pugh, which was Andre Pugh's wife.
After finding Tiffany and the child, we proceeded upstairs where we found another child in the bed sleeping. She appeared to be unharmed, so we escorted her outside as well. But at that point, any suspect or gunman appears to be gone.
Who would kill a mother? That's where the investigation starts. Who would want to do this to her in this way in front of her children?
Okay, it was in November. My husband and I were watching TV, and I got a call from a girl on my team. When I picked up the phone, she was screaming and yelling, and I'm going, "Are you okay?" She said, "Have you heard about Tiffany? Have you heard about Tiffany?" They found her dead in her home, and her 2-year-old son was lying on her chest. That broke me. The phone fell, and I lost it. That was the shock of my life. We were co-workers at the time at Delta Airlines. She was an ambitious young leader with a really, really sweet spirit.
Tiffany was so close to her mom. They talked every day and twice on the weekend. I don't think she got over her mom passing away because nobody really expects their parents to leave at 53. She took it hard.
Tiffany was married to Andre Pugh, and I know Andre as DJ Awesome at Club Onyx. With him being a DJ, they had 2 totally different backgrounds, but they do say opposites attract.
When this happened to Tiffany, I couldn't think of anybody that would want to hurt her.
During the search of the home was not in disarray. Didn't appear that anything was stolen. It just looked like a hit on Miss Pugh. Andre Pugh was definitely frantic, was upset, you could tell. We asked him where he was during the time of the murder. He advised us that he had gotten off work and he was on Camp Creek Parkway on the way to another club to watch a friend of his DJ. But while he was driving, received a call from the alarm company. As soon as that call was over, he called Tiffany a couple of times. She's not answering the phone, so he had went into the house and saw a body.
I have 2 young kids. I don't know how to explain this to them. They just lost their grandmother. My daughter has already taken that hard. Now for me to try and explain this, it's somebody that's like my heart. Like, I depend on her. I depend on her.
And you can't think of anybody that would want to hurt your wife?
I can't think of anybody that want to hurt anybody, and me.
Mm-hmm. Do you have any problem with me looking through your phone?
Nah, go ahead.
Just give me a little time with it to get the records and all that stuff. While we were interviewing Mr. Pugh, we asked him if we could have his cell phone, and he voluntarily gave it to us. Do you have an alternate number that I can reach you?
That was...
We'll figure it out. And then I asked him, is there someone we can call if we need to get in touch with you? And he gave us a phone number of someone else. They say you're a big DJ?
I am.
Pretty good?
Very well. I mean, I was DJing about 20 years.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I met everyone there is to meet.
Onyx is one of the top strip clubs in Atlanta, and being a DJ in a club of that caliber is a pretty big deal.
There were so many up-and-coming rappers in Atlanta, but the strip clubs played your music before the radio station. If it got circulated and played over and over again in the strip club, you had a hit.
The strip club is the testing grounds. Future was broke in the strip club. Lil Baby was broke in the strip club. 2 Chainz broke in the strip club. So an independent artist in a strip club, they literally come to the booth, give me a CD, and say, hey, look, got $1,000. I got this song. It's a joint we just recorded. I want you to play it. But a lot of DJs would turn people down. Bro, I can't play this. This is trash. I am not playing this. I've seen many arguments start. I've seen people go to blows about it. I've seen that piss people off.
You can't think of anybody that would do this. Officer Glover, I promise you, if I could think of somebody, if I knew somebody I pissed off, I would have told you. Mm-hmm. But again, I work at Club Onyx. I'm not sure if you know, but a DJ was murdered in January that worked with us, right in front of his doorstep.
Andre notified detectives that another DJ, a fellow DJ at Club Onyx, was murdered just in January that year.
The murder of a popular Atlanta DJ has left many in the music business in shock.
William Fernando Barnes, also known as DJ Nando, was shot and killed in front of his house Tuesday. Police say the shooter didn't take his laptop or money, just ran into the night, making this death all the more senseless to those who love DJ Nando. Friends reflected on his life and work out in front of Club Onyx, where the DJ helped launch the careers of several rap superstars.
He was a mentor, but most of all, he was a friend to all of us out here.
I get a call. I have 3 of my entertainers on the phone. It was just screams. And I couldn't make out anything they were saying. I was like, what? And then they started saying Nando. And I had to be that mom, part of the house mom. I couldn't cry. I couldn't do anything. Yeah. Yeah.
Losing him was one of those heavy blows to the city.
So when I found out Tiffany had been murdered, I'm in shock.
2 bodies done dropped in this city, both connected to strip clubs, both connected to Onyx.
Yes, everybody was scared. Somebody's targeting Onyx. What's going on? First and foremost, a house mom's job is to make sure that the dancers' needs are met. When the girls come in, I have to sign them in. I have to make sure everybody's on the list. Once I get the list to the DJ, he will in turn call the girls on stage.
You ready? Hold up.
The girls go on stage fully clothed until they get at least $100 on stage. Nobody gets naked. So your entertainment is how you get paid. They're making money all over the club, and I'm super scooper. So I've got to rake this money up. I'm on my knees, I'm sweating. I'm walking around with trash bags full of cash. At the end of the night, everybody's counting their money. Everybody's talking about their kids. It's so much fun. It's like we're a big family. And we would celebrate each other. So like baby showers and birthdays, we were there through all of that. When Andre's wife, Tiffany, got off work, she would come later in the evening, sit in the back, have some drinks and chill. And she always had a smile on her face. She would watch the girls in awe on the stage. So when we found out Tiffany died, everybody was on edge. The club kind of got deserted. I had 85 to 100 entertainers. That dropped to 35.
And I think everybody started feeling, what's going on at Club Onyx? Who would have done this?
Andre had told me about another DJ, DJ Nando, being killed earlier the same year in Clayton County, Georgia. And the people that work at Club Onyx, they were concerned. A DJ had been killed, now a wife of a DJ had been killed. That got me thinking, well, maybe this was related. So I drove down to Clayton County, Georgia. I was given the police report so that I could go through and see if there were any similarities.
What happened to Nando? There's a lot of stories that came out, but whoever killed him was waiting for him. This wasn't a robbery because they didn't take nothing. It was personal.
After reading the report from Clayton County and doing my own investigation, I wasn't able to come up with any hard evidence that the two were related. DJ Nando case to this day still hasn't been solved, so there wasn't a lot that I could connect.
While we were on the scene, we noticed that there was quite a few surveillance cameras at Pugh's house.
Cameras tell lots of stories that words can't, so I was very interested to get into those cameras and see what I could see. But when I looked at the security footage of the Pugh household, I was surprised. We found nothing.
Whoever killed her knew how to avoid the cameras. They were able to not get detected on the cameras at all.
It was kind of deflating to me, but either I'm the most unlucky detective on the face of the earth at that time, or someone knew the route to take, to miss the cameras or to be in dark areas, almost like it had been planned or staged. We did find one thing. You can actually see a dust cloud, and that's where we believe the gun fired, and the sound waves caused dust on the wall to go through the camera. And soon thereafter, you see the 2-year-old child wandering around the foyer area, looking out the window, looking for help. All of us in the room at the time, we didn't speak for several minutes after that. That was a tough one.
It's extremely heartbreaking. Who wants to kill a young woman who is a beautiful wife, a beautiful mother, in the middle of the morning in a nice subdivision?
During our interview with Mr. Pugh, Andre spoke of bringing a lot of cash home and that someone could have followed him home.
On my way home, I used to stop to the bank and deposit the money right then at 5 in the morning. She hated that because she said you never know who's watching you.
Working as a DJ, the way we got paid was from tips from the dancers. Some nights it's bad and you might walk out of there with $300-400, and then some nights it's great where you might walk out with $3,000-4,000. And then some nights are extraordinary and you might have a $10,000 night.
There was a time before DJ Awesome's wife was murdered. We had girls being followed home and being robbed because it's a cash business.
I'm pretty sure everybody's head was on swivel. I'm pretty sure nobody ever went home the same way every night. They figured out a lot of back roads during that time. So it gotta be about some money.
That made perfect sense, but it didn't make perfect sense because on the scene, Tiffany's dead, nothing was ransacked. Andre wasn't there, so therefore, as far as someone trying to steal money from them, I kind of wrote that one off pretty quick.
The surveillance video from the neighbor showed a black car a few hours before the murder circled the area.
We couldn't tell what type of vehicle it was. We couldn't make out people. It was very grainy. It was rainy that night. But one car kept going around the block.
It was a dark sedan type vehicle. Not only did it capture the vehicle, but it captured the fact that one of the headlights was out on the car.
Then later on, maybe about an hour or so later, we see that same black car, and we know it's the same black car because it has this one light out. it meets with another car parked a little outside of camera view in a cul-de-sac not far from the home. They sit there for probably about 3 to 5 minutes, and then the black car with the one light comes in the direction of Tiffany's home, and then the other car leaves.
I knew from seeing those two vehicles that there was at least 2 people involved in this crime.
These 2 cars had something to do with it. Let me figure out who drove by that night. So as the investigation progressed, Detective Glover wanted to see if there was any phone numbers that hit a tower near Tiffany's home at the time of the murder. So he got a cell tower dump, and in that phone dump, he was able to locate a phone number that hits that tower right around the time of Tiffany's death.
The phone number belonged to a person named Adrian, and doing a reverse search, it was Adrian Harley, who lived in Alpharetta, Georgia. We were all stunned when we found out Adrian was actually part of the staff at Club Onyx.
When you get information like that, that his phone number is pinging off of a tower near her home right before the murder, I need to see what he's going to say as to why he was in East Point, Georgia at 5 o'clock in the morning.
Onyx was an experience. I had a lady, she was celebrating her 65th birthday. Her and her girls came to the strip club. Every song come on, she up dancing, having a good time. And that lady stayed at 3 o'clock till the lights came on. And at the end of the night, she said, I haven't had this much fun in forever. It's like going to Disney World. Yeah, you can see it on TV, but until you go and you ride that ride or you go on Splash Mountain, you don't know what that feel like.
In doing research on Adrian Harley, I found that he's a lifelong friend of Andre's, grew up together. They've known each other forever.
He was the best man at Tiffany and Andre's wedding. He was the godfather of Tiffany's and Andre's youngest son, and he was a pallbearer at Tiffany's funeral. At times, Adrian would pick up shifts with Andre at Club Onyx, and so he would be his kind of right-hand man at the club.
Adrian Harley was Andre's money runner. When guys come and want ones, they have an option of going to the front desk or the DJ booth. They're normally gonna go to the DJ booth.
We would have money in the booth to exchange with you. So he was the guy that you would exchange with on the nights that Awesome would work.
Adrian Harley was a close friend of Andre's, so this doesn't make sense. Why is your best friend in the neighborhood at the time of the murder? Maybe this is not what we're thinking it is. So you want to see where's the evidence going to lead you. So the first thing I'm thinking of, we need to talk to him. The detectives get a search warrant to go get his phone. They go to Alpharetta, where he was living, to go and speak with him, to interview him.
So that evening, I drove up to his house, and we were leaving because he wasn't home. And as we were pulling out, Adrian Harley pulled in. And we walked up to him and interviewed him at that time. Just want to talk to you about what your timeline was, that night and before and after. You don't have any weapons on you, do you?
No, my weapons are in my vehicle.
Okay. Where were you on Saturday?
At the club. Club Onyx.
Club Onyx.
Yes, sir.
What time did you leave Onyx?
Finally left the club maybe about 3:30, 4 o'clock in the morning.
Mm-hmm. And then after the club, where did you go?
I went over to Felix Bar.
Where is that?
Just down the street from Onyx. Then I basically bounced around, got stopped by Insurrection, then I came home.
The entire time, Mr. Harley told me he was in the Atlanta area. After he left Club Onyx, he went to another club near Club Onyx. Then he went to another location near Club Onyx. The problem with that was his cell phone records had showed his cell phone was in and around the murder location, which is south of Atlanta, several miles.
Do you have your phone with you?
I have my work phone, yes.
Okay, can I see it?
No, you can't.
Okay, I've got a search warrant.
Okay, take it out.
Okay. Now, here's your search warrant, sir. I've got the paperwork right here.
I don't have no light, sir. Yeah, put a light on it.
Once I took Mr. Harley's cell phone, he kind of became agitated at that point.
Sir, if you go toward your car, you're going to be arrested. You're going to stay right here. Oh, no.
You hear on the audio me telling him not to walk toward his car because there's a gun in there. He had already told us.
Put your hands behind your back. Put your hands behind your back.
Got very tense, the interview and him getting agitated. And it was so bad that I ended up having to handcuff him for our safety and his. I think the fight or flight reflex kind of started and he reacted.
I didn't drive all the way to Alpharetta from East Point for no reason, okay? I can't sleep at night because a mother has died.
My best friend's wife got killed. Yes, you're right. Yes, you're right.
And you were in the cul-de-sac when it happened.
No.
Yes, you were.
No.
Yes, you were.
No.
Okay. Your cell phone was hitting the cell tower at the murder location, okay? That's why I'm here.
At that point, he was not under arrest. We were there to get the cell phone, to investigate the car, and to go from there. So what we did was ended up towing the car.
For what? No, freaking way.
In that process, I went over there and I noticed the running light was actually out on the driver's side.
This was a black sedan with one light missing, similar to what was on the surveillance video.
Okay. Smoking freaking gun.
Immediately after they saw the car that had one light out, very similar to the car from the surveillance video on the night of Tiffany's murder, they got a search warrant for the vehicle. But Adrian Harley was not arrested because we had no surveillance video that actually put him in the house. It's a circumstantial case.
Also, I knew from seeing security footage of two vehicles in the cul-de-sac, we were looking for at least two people that would be involved, maybe even more. But we didn't know why Adrian would have been involved in that. So, of course, from there, we did travel up to Club Onyx and interviewed staff about who Adrian was to try to put the pieces of the puzzle together.
Once the police came to talk, we lay everything out on the line. Adrian Harley and Andre were two nerdy best friends. One of the best friends landed a job in the most premier strip club in Atlanta.
Adrian Harley was the guy that would be in the booth running the ones. The girls would say he kind of looked, scary, kind of standoffish. I didn't really think nothing of it, but, when people start getting murdered, you start asking different questions.
We found out Andre liked the girls and, wasn't very honest in the marriage, wasn't very loyal.
Everybody knew that Andre was cheating on his wife. Yeah.
They painted a totally different picture than what Mr. Pugh painted. It appeared the marriage was over.
Infidelity was rampant and quite disrespectful. He would have women at the house when either she would be at work or she would be traveling. He would apologize, but the behavior would continue. So I think she finally got to a point where enough was enough.
She said, "Dad, I decided that I'm going to leave and divorce Andre. He's never really supported me. He's become selfish."
Her plan was to escape the marriage, but he did not want her to leave. 2 weeks later, I got the call that she was killed.
While we were interviewing Mr. Pugh the day of the murder, I did ask him if he had a second cell phone. Do you have an alternate number that I can reach you?
No, that was...
We'll figure it out. We were going on the assumption he only had one phone. And then I receive a call from Tommy Jackson, Tiffany's father.
And I said, well, did you get his second phone? And they said, well, no, we didn't know he had a second phone. I said, yeah, he's got a second phone, and here's the phone number because he's called me from it.
At this point, I'm thinking that I'm not getting the truth from Mr. Pugh. You know, if you'll lie about that, what else are you lying about? So, of course, we go to his home, armed with a search warrant, and ask him about that second phone.
Once we extract the phone, there was a number of different text messages from other women. It really showed how much he was cheating on Tiffany during the course of this time. He also had some abusive language towards Tiffany inside of the phone. It appeared that there were some text messages between him and Adrian Harley that were deleted.
What stuck out the most was that there was text messages missing from November 21st all the way through 23rd, and the murder did occur on the 23rd. So we thought that was very odd. That would be a red flag.
Any investigation that there are deleted text messages right around the time of the murder is concerning, because the question is, what are you deleting, why are you deleting it, and when did you delete it?
Initially, when we talked to Andre Pugh about his whereabouts when he got the call from the alarm company, he said he was on Camp Creek Parkway, but the evidence showed that Andre's phone and Adrian Harley's phone, they're communicating in and around the subdivision, close proximity to the murder location at the time of the murder.
It's really not until the phone records that we realize, oh, he was in the other car. Andre is involved in the murder of his wife. It was shocking.
Andre's wife, Tiffany, was murdered Saturday night. We're closed on Sundays. Monday, I think they had already made arrangements for someone to work for him. But he came in the club. It was the immediate suspicion in everybody's mind at Onyx.
I had received all the cell phone records. I had all the tower dumps. And I felt at that time that Adrian shot and killed Tiffany because his car matches the car that pulls up to the Pugh household. And Andre, he was in the second vehicle, so he wanted to have her killed. And I was trying to figure out why.
When they started interviewing family members, that they realized Andre Pugh wanted to keep up with the Joneses, as some would say. And so he wanted to purport to live a certain lifestyle that he probably really could not afford.
I do think Andre was all about titles. I think he was about showmanship. I think he was about, where he lived, the cars he drove. But it is my understanding Tiffany made a great life for them. Tiffany was the corporate leader. She was the breadwinner. She was the executive. They had a beautiful home in Southwest Atlanta.
That home actually had Tiffany on the deed. He was not on the deed at all. He's a DJ, so his money came depending on how good the night was. And so he was not making the amount of money that would afford him to live in that home or to maintain the lifestyle that he purported to want to have. And so if she would have divorced him and moved out, he stands to lose a lot. The evidence indicated that the murder of Tiffany was an inside job. Only Andre would be able to advise Adrian on how to get into the home, where Tiffany was sleeping, and how to avoid the camera systems. Coupled with the lies he had told in that early interview when he was first arrested, coupled with the infidelity, all those things began to lead to Andre Pugh.
I just got off of 285.
So I made the call to the district attorney, outlined my probable cause. They agreed I had enough, so I went and drew up arrest warrants on both.
Once the arrest warrants were signed, in order to execute them, one team went to Alpharetta to arrest Adrian Harley. And then another team went to Club Onyx in order to execute the arrest warrant on Andre Pugh.
At 5 a.m., when the club closed, the last customer left, we went into Club Onyx. Mr. Pugh was at the DJ booth. We were able to put him in handcuffs. He had kind of a dejected look, and we were able to arrest him at that time.
At that point, we learned that Adrian Harley had been at the club earlier that night. And his boss observed Adrian and Andre talking, Adrian looking upset, and Adrian eventually leaves the club, and Andre kept on DJing that night.
After Andre was arrested, I was the one that actually transported Andre from Club Onyx to the police station. Okay, you're under arrest for murder, conspiracy to commit murder, and part of the crime of burglary. You planned to have your wife murdered, okay? You can get around it all you want, but I'm gonna prove to a jury of 12 people that that's what you set up. I'm gonna prove it through your records, I'm gonna prove it through testimony from others, and I'm gonna prove it from the person that actually shot your wife and killed her. Okay? Okay. Who came down to see you tonight? Adrian came down to see you tonight. Okay.
Where's why I got the game killing my wife? Right.
I don't know, what do you have to gain? Once we got to the police station, as we were bringing Andre upstairs and through the hallways, he blurted out that Adrian had killed Tiffany. And I had to stumble real quick to get to my audio device to record.
Okay, I'll say that again. Early this morning, he came up to Club Onyx and did what now?
Well, he came in the booth, he called me. He said, listen, I killed your wife.
Just have a seat right here.
Okay, did you ask him why he killed your wife?
He didn't really say why he killed her. He just came to me in the club and said, bro, I killed your wife. Can you loosen these a little bit or take them off?
You didn't think to punch him or?
I mean, I'm in shock. You come to me and we're supposed to be best friends. And I'm like, you said what? And I was just dumbfounded. If I thought or if I knew that he did it, I would have told you guys that a while ago.
Why didn't you call the police when the man who killed your wife confessed to you? And matter of fact, he just continued on DJing as if nothing ever happened. It let me know that we had the right two people.
Okay, here's what happened from start to finish. All right, you ready? There's two cars in the cul-de-sac before the robbery, okay? Two cars. One person is Adrian's car, because I've already got it on video. The second car is your car, and Adrian goes in, kills your wife, and then guess what? Oh, the alarm went off. I planned this murder. I planned to kill my wife. It was all set up perfect. Now I've got to get the hell out of the neighborhood because my alarm's going off. So I hustle up Camp Creek at 285, tell them I'm 15 minutes away so that I can be away from my house and turn around and come back.
Wow, I can't believe I'm being charged with murder of my wife.
Andre Pugh thought he was smart enough to fool law enforcement. He thought if he acted like the bereaved husband that he was going to get away with murder. But there was no way that was going to happen.
You're good? You want some water?
I was hoping to interview Adrian. I really wanted him to solidify that it was, Andre that had planned the whole thing. But he immediately asked for an attorney.
At the end of the day, I believe that Andre Pugh asked his best friend to do the unthinkable, which is in the wee hours of the morning, break into his home and execute his wife.
Tiffany was leaving. She was taking the house, she was taking the kids, and Andre was gonna lose that status, and he wasn't gonna be able to stay in that home. So he wanted to have her killed.
But for Adrian Harley, we do not know what Adrian's motive was to do this horrific crime. Adrian did look up to Andre, and so maybe out of respect, I don't know. I have a lot of best friends, and I would never murder for any of my best friends, so I don't know.
This was a case of a person that should not have been killed, had no reason to be killed. A great mother, a great citizen. Everybody loved Tiffany, everybody loved her. So it was just one of those cases that I wasn't gonna let go unsolved. I wasn't gonna let it.
There's no greater loss than lose a child, especially one through murder. Some people say, well, you're gonna be able to look back and smile about them, but I haven't been able to look back and smile. I can look back and smile at some of the things we had, but that sorrow feeling still comes right in of why did this happen to my daughter?
When the case was finally solved and he was sentenced, I will admit, I did breathe. It won't bring her back. But I do feel like justice was served.
When this happened to Tiffany, Andre still had parental rights. You don't lose your parental rights, even if you're in jail. And so he gave his mother guardianship of the children. And I haven't had contact with the kids since 2019. My granddaughter's now 17, and my grandson is soon to be 11. I would want them to know that, they got, another side of the family that loves them. We want to know how they're doing, and we want to be a part of their lives, and we want them a part of our lives.